Hello traders, hello everyone, my name is Gregor and welcome to our new episode of Surfing Daily at Waves, where I will look at some of the most interesting developments for this week. This video has been brought to you by Orbex. I will cover Euro-Dollar, Cable, Aussie, DAX and Gold. So Euro-Dollar, as you know, has recovered very sharply for the last 2 weeks or so. We have seen an extreme buying pressure here that took us back into this very important pivot level around 1.14. Notice that there was a triangle, the pivot level of this triangle in the middle of the downtrend. At the same time, you have this also swing high back from June of 2019. So we should also consider that always when market make a corrective retracement, there is a chance that market will retrace back to the area of a former wave 4. So that was reached right there, okay? So I would not be surprised if we actually see a reversal to the downside, at least in 3 waves, okay? But ideally, a reversal on Euro-Dollar to the downside will occur in 5-wave movement, okay? But as always, I like to analyze market step by step. I don't want to go too and predict too far about potential upcoming waves. So when market unfolds and give us more price data, that's when I may adjust the views. But for now, it looks like that we can be facing a pullback. Now, looking at the 4-hour chart to give you the perspective what is going on here within this potential wave C of this flat formation is that I can count 5 waves to the upside, okay? There is a chance that we will see another spike higher and then a reversal. And the reason is because we have a Sunday gap right there. And those gaps are firstly acting like a magnet because they are opened and a lot of traders and orders are looking to get filled in this area. So once they are filled, again, flows of particular asset can change. So I would not be surprised if we maybe see another push to the upside and then a reversal lower. After all, we don't have 5 waves down here from the highs. Okay, but even if we get to new high, I still think that upside can be limited and that we really should be aware of potential 5-wave drop. And if this 5-wave drop will really occur, then definitely I will consider to look for more weakness and maybe even some opportunities on the short side ahead, okay? At the same time, obviously, you should be watching this trend line. If we broke this trend line, then obviously that would be another indication that market is moving to the downside. Also, there will be some actions taken by ECB, which could easily cause a new change in direction on this pair, okay? Because new measures will obviously impact the markets. Now, also let's take a look on on Cable. Well, Cable has made a very nice move to the upside. You can clearly see that market recovered sharply above this trendline resistance, meaning that we are in a new temporary cycle of a bullish recovery here. But keep in mind that this bullish lag can still be part of this expanded flat correction, okay? That's my primary interpretation, because overall I think the dollar index can pick up in price, which means that even Cable could be sent to the downside once the resistance is touched. But I have also, as always, I'm more conservative, and also I want to be prepared if maybe something else is going on, and if I'm maybe wrong with my primary wave count. I'm also looking at this one. Well, this one suggests that we actually accomplished this ABC flat correction and that we can revisit this 1.35 level. That's okay, but still, if I try to merge both of the wave counts, what they suggest is that we may see this market moving back to these early January levels, okay? Why? Because wave C here of a flat formation, okay, is a 3-3-5 pattern, meaning I'm expecting a 5 waves up here within this wave C. Well, if I'm bullish on this wave count, where I said that maybe ABC correction has been completed, you also would expect obviously an impulsive rise, because impulsive structures will tell you if market is really resuming the larger trend. So in such case, we could also see more upside here. And looking at the hourly chart, which is I think the most important at the moment, is waves 1, wave 2, you have here an extended wave 3, you have only 3 wave setback back into this gap area and potential support of a wave 4. so you could expect more upside, meaning that I'm expecting pound to rise a little bit, but then once we approach those early January levels, those highs, we should be very careful and see what will happen, because after all, even if that very aggressive bullish count will be the one that will prove correct in the future, you should still expect at least 3 wave setback. Okay, so once we reach a new high, just be careful. Now let's take a look on AUSD. Well, AUSD has made some very interesting turns. I have been bearish on AUSD for a while, but now I'm just trying to turn neutral. Why? Because of this very strong spike down there. Okay, so this reminds me of this price action that was seen back in start of 2019. When market made this spike, it recovered in 3 waves, as you can see here. So maybe we'll see something similar. Why I'm looking for that? Well, because here on this 15-minute chart, you can actually see that market can be counted in 5 waves from the lows. Let me just adjust here. Okay, so you have here strong wave 1, you have wave 2, and you have here wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, meaning that this can represent wave A of at least 3 waves of recovery. And notice that this current drop is already showing some overlapping price action. Okay, this swing up moved into this territory and made an overlap, and even after this new low, again we have seen move into this previous correction. So the whole decline looks like it's going to be corrective. Also, what I like about this current price action is that the first drop is quite sharp, and then you have slower and slower price action, but still lower prices, meaning that here bearish momentum can be decreasing. Okay, so maybe we'll see a bounce in price in the next few sessions. Watch out this support here at 0.65, and in the meantime I would not be expecting obviously a drop below or 2 new lows here. Maybe the drop below 78.6% would already be an early evidence that after all we are going to revisit the lows. Okay, but as all stands right now, I think that Aussie dollar could really push prices higher a little bit for this wave 4, maybe back towards this trendline resistance. Okay, now let's take a look on German DAX. Now, as you know, stocks have been strongly to the downside. We have been looking for this wave C drop of a flat formation after market took out this trend line that was retested, and then market just strongly continued lower and retest this wave A levels. So it looks like that this is some key or die zone here. Okay, I would really not be surprised if we just continue higher from here, or at least back towards this gap. Of course, the idea will be later to figure out if really we have a bottom in place, if we will have 5 waves up or only 3 waves of recovery. That will be a key. But for now, just observe this activity, what is going on the 4-hour chart. And as I said, if we get an impulsive rise, if we maybe can take out this upper trend line, then obviously I think that market is headed to the upside, at least in 3 waves. Okay, so I think that overall stocks can be building some, maybe just a temporary base, but I really would not be surprised by a recovery, which at the same time could also put some sentiment back, positive sentiment back on Australian dollar as well. Now let's take a look also on gold. What is happening gold in the meantime? Well, the gold is still at some very important fib levels up there. Okay, you can see that there is waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have a 5 extended subwaves clearly visible within wave 5 of a higher degree. So I think that whole zone up there is very important. I know that market overall or crowd is extremely bullish on gold, so I really would not be surprised if this is going to do the opposite thing. Okay, so watch out for potential reversal lower, maybe not straight from here. I'm still looking at the smaller cycles here, and looks like that this is just a consolidation maybe on the way up, so maybe another final push higher and then a reversal lower. But generally speaking, I think that price is too high to go long, and I honestly think that it's too soon to go short, right? But if we see maybe a new high and then starting to dropping and reversing lower in 5 waves, then you know what follows next. Okay, traders, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon and have a good day.